Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin. Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Did you really think the Galaxy Rangers were outsiders this whole time? Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter, an unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity. Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die? It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own agenda. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
The IPC is not the Garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but the family wouldn't even take our— You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. That's not fair, right? I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall. Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to the table. Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family. But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. And that's why I need you all. You get to find out really what happened and seek justice. Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companion. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Oh, and take this. So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death with everyone.
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
What now?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant he doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on, and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death. That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool. Leaving it up to fate. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. As for the other question, I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in the dreamscape. Sorry, I can't answer that question. But without a doubt, she is the most special guest. Two victims appearing one after the other and of two possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections. Or, everything has been planned out and executed by someone. If someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a smuggler, then a family celebrity, it's all happened so quickly, I can... Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost. This way. This is where we part ways. Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. But follow your heart and don't be afraid. Hold on just a sec. There you go. A small parting gift. If one, I also pay great attention to the ways of the world, then I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet?
A family rep. Is Himiko okay? So much has happened. I should take a moment to gather my thoughts and wait for everyone to arrive.
That blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
It appears the outcome has
You're still alive. You still have room to make a choice.
choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room for...
Vatora's fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that Eon.
Ranger, you tread the narrow path of the hunt. We come from the fire, and are born bathed in fire. Burning forms the entire life of a fire.
Your companions don't seem to think so.
They are my children, and my flames are faint.
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, Emanator, you cannot hide your true identity. Destruction is intense, but brief.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void.
All right. I accept.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense fire in existence.
A bottomless dream. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
My time?
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances, but they can never cover up who a person really is. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but... Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary. He knows my nature. There is but a single destiny from which no one can escape. However, you appear to be ignorant of this. So it's time.
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. Maybe I can help.
What reason would you have for doing that?
I tend to forget things. Which is why... I know who is inside that cult armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
It's not yet. I don't need help. But I can give you a suggestion. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past and the truth about what happens inside the dreamscape.
Already on it.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next, then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for her?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy. I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way. But as you can see, here I am, confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against the script.
The so-called impossible is merely something that... That's it. Before we split, can I ask you, is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future foreseen by destiny.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
I knew it.
Hang on. I don't.
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died because of you, I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh reality. So, I really envy you.
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan, but we never expected Miss Robin to...
I'm sorry.
Reality cruises on in Serenity. Stay strong, everyone.
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. March, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this. And we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased. That's how it was put, in reference to Miss Firefly.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time.
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death. If news gets out, Penacony's going to turn into a bloodbath.
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different.
Indeed, he was particularly concerned about that Galaxy Ranger.
Are we missing the forest for the trees here?
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust are ourselves.
Look, let's try to gather intel first. I've still got this sense of foreboding.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective.
As I see things, plus, this is the family's turf. As for that Aventurine,
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills. We also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never.
so you suggest accepting Aventurine's proposal to team up?
Yes. It's risky, but
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here, and I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. No, I can't accept this. Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on it.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine?
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. The existence of death will be covered up by the family. Aventurine has devoted considerable attention to her. I was also considering this possibility. An attack on the hotel guests? Unlikely. He's definitely going for the family, and I'm just speculating. He's clearly a born gambler if he's...
Aventurine said something. He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence. It was a groundless accusation. Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe However, I asked Dan Heng back on the Express. You've met her many times now. That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger to a T. They're eccentric, unpredictable, and fond of...
I really love Clocky.
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up, but I feel like Miss Robin isn't actually dead because aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? Whenever I see the Grand Theater, No. After all, they've brought everyone this sleepy dreamscape, which everyone loves. Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Nobody knows what's happened. Aw, what a mess. But then I'd be just like everyone else out on the streets.
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the family's assignment for now. Himeko, what do you
Among our current clues, the two murders that she witnessed are the most directly connected. One thing I'm curious about is, if a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life? Seeing as we're at the family's behest, why not pop back out to reality and verify Miss Firefly's situation back at the hotel?
How about we split off into two groups? There are...
Worth focusing on.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himeko and Mr. Yang go out on a mission together. Oh well. Take care then, Mr. Yang.
I will. Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express. I believe you've met my colleagues.
Welt.
Is there something about my name?
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade, and that you're now attempting to unleash another bloodbath on Penacony.
The Annihilation Gang.
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane, so you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
That shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide. Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron, those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request. I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it. I think I've been honest enough.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions. such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board. Is she okay? That Memo Keeper didn't do anything.
She's fine. Let's just stick with the topic. Gaining my trust depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim to Mr. Yang. I think you've come to the same conclusion, haven't you?
Let's leave it at that. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No, 4 cups, because the conversation coming up will last forever.
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up.
Really? But I don't taste.
The guest rooms are charmingly minimalist, an aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch, this music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things. I know mine. The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them?
Gradation 12.
Well done, Dubra.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. This is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted.
They sought refuge in a land of sleep. Children of the flame, this marks your rite of passage.
She won't be necessary. I alone am enough.
When have those on the path of destruction feared?
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no... Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. It's like it's been erased.
Who are you? Who are you?
It's... No. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? Or the Cremators? My name is Constance. A pleasure to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together. But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you? Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me. I wish you unforgettable memories.
Oh, a phone.
A few days ago, the IP, under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Charter, the formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the Sigonia system.
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home.
Sigonia. Sigonia. Land of rock, but not water. Lightning, but not rain. Blood, but not tears. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. Oh, Gaiathra Triclops, when you took his father, my child was still sleeping in my belly. I don't ask for a peaceful death. Otherwise...
Mommy, the rain. It is raining. It's true.
Gaiathra Triclops. Darling, listen. This is the sound of rain. Such a lucky child. And you're... Welcome to this sad world, Kakavasha.
Oh, heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad.
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories.
Of course. Who could, to be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself. Until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind the scenes.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned to establish connection, besides Robin, there was another body.
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. This murderer is a psycho. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin's stand-in was all ready to go. What should we do?
Incredible gambler.
There are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward has to be Robin. Remember? That masked fool once told me to find a mute as a friend. Robin is what she calls the mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. Oh, but she died.
A complete and utter loss. There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted...
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. Starting...
A probability. Yes, it exists, but if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then that man wants...
Who?
Sunday.
Is this a public hearing or a private trial?
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to stoop to the role of a mere messenger.
Fine. Oh, that's great. It's all great. You see, the dead can't talk, but the living can. Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Oh, just you wait and see. That man's sister has died. He can't sit on his hands. Well, without any further ado, let's set off. Lead the way. The show is about to begin.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's fortress and a place where heads of the families meet to discuss great plans for Penacony.
Fortress? I like this metaphor. I dealt with the warlords of the Amanica star system not long ago, and their synchronized orbital manor wasn't this heavily guarded.
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday, and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests would never grace these grounds in their lifetimes. Look around while you still have this moment of freedom.
Hey, Doc, whose side are you on anyway?
Who's to say I won't sell you out?
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family, I'll pry an answer out of him.
Follow me and I'll bring you to his parlor. Hold your tongue and let me deal with the members of the family.
This place holds such fond memories. Care to reminisce?